Bridgerton, Season 4, Episode 1, The Waltz. Recap and review. Episode 1 of Bridgerton Season 4 begins with Mrs. Wilson, the head caretaker of the Bridgerton family, ensuring everything is ready for the day. Eloise, Francesca, and her husband, Lord John Sterling Kilmartin, come home from Scotland. After visiting the Kilmartin home, Mrs. Wilson and a couple of staff members gossip about Penelope's kid, Gregory, in Eton, and a pregnant Kate and Anthony in India. They believe Eloise is meant to be a spinster while Hyacinth might debut soon. Violet finally notices Benedict's absence, and John, the groomsman, frantically tries to stop her from rushing to the bachelor lodgings where her son is sleeping with two women. Once Benedict is up, he is made to handle family matters in Anthony's absence. Violet scolds him about his rakish behavior and how it could ruin his sister's reputation. She tries to get him to settle down, but he claims the ladies of the ton are boring. However, he gives in when she begs him to act like a gentleman at the season's first ball, which is being hosted by her. Next, the equation between Queen Charlotte and Penn has changed. The Queen makes it clear that Penn will stay in her good graces as long as she continues to be Lady Whistledown, bringing in great gossip. The first Whistledown issue talks about Violet's masquerade ball. The Bridgerton staff tries to help Penn with the gossip, but she is now aware of how it could ruin reputations and plays it safe. In the kitchen, the staff fret and argue over the masquerade preparations. But they are also fascinated by the theme, which will have the guests revealing their identities at midnight. It cuts to the rich getting into their costumes. A young girl in silver, Sophie, looks nervous as she shows up at the ball. The footman is familiar with her, encouraging her and warning her to leave by midnight. She fumbles with the etiquette when John tries to hand her a dance card. Nearby, we see three new arrivals. Lady Araminta Penwood, who has been widowed twice. With her are her two daughters, Posy and Rosamund. Posy is naive and friendly, while Rosamund is snooty and calculating. Sophie tries to avoid them and ruins a dessert, which annoys Mrs. Wilson. Violet is anxious as Benedict is late again, having a dalliance with a male friend. Danbury and her brother, Marcus, banter, lifting Violet's mood. While Queen Charlotte was interested, she arrives to get first-hand gossip about the party from Penn. She is tired of debutantes and decides to focus on eligible bachelors. Penn plies her with intel about the men, but no one is worthy enough of Charlotte's attention. Right at that moment, a drunk Benedict swaggers in and all the women swoon, as per Violet's wishes. He tries to socialize, but the women are only interested in talking about marriage. Araminta is interested as well, but in having Rosamund marry him for his name. Penn and Eloise are amused, but agree not to put him on blast in the Whistledown issue, as they do not think he will ever marry. Penn also notices Eloise talking to the debutantes, and the latter claims she is tired of being antagonistic. Eloise has decided to join society as a spinster. From a corner, Francesca and John observe the party and talk about Scotland. Francesca has been avoiding his cousin, Michaela, and John thinks it is because she wants privacy. He suggests a new home in England and Francesca is delighted. Everyone is trying to grab Benedict's attention, but he is enamored by Sophie, who is in awe of the ball. He finds it refreshing and jumps in when she is trying to fend off a suitor. He pretends to owe her a dance, and she plays along before revealing that she cannot dance. He thinks it is a bit and offers to teach her on the terrace. Unfortunately, Charlotte notices the way everyone's eyes are on Benedict and decides to make him her champion. As for Eloise, she notices Hyacinth, who is supposed to be at the ball. She sends her back to her room, and Hyacinth is annoyed with her sister. In the hallway, Marcus finds Violet and almost kisses her hand when they are interrupted. She gets flustered and runs off. Will and Alice Mondrich try to approach Charlotte, but she completely ignores them in favor of Benedict. She also makes it clear that she is attending the ball only for Danbury's sake. Lady Danbury takes the opportunity to reveal that she is passing on her hosting duties to Violet as she wants to go back home. However, Charlotte refuses to let her leave. In the terrace, Benedict goes on about how Sophie is different from the other frivolous women. Irked, she lectures him on putting down the ladies and their efforts to survive society. She lets it slip that she is interested in marriage and feels out of place. He tries to joke, and she catches on that he does talk about himself. He confesses that he does like the pursuit, as the ladies aren't interested in him as a person, and that makes him feel like an imposter. The mood finally lightens as he teaches Sophie how to dance. She panics when she steps on his foot and tries to clean his shoe. He stops her, and they resume dancing. They share a moment as he takes off her glove and tries to kiss her. However, the midnight bell rings and she needs to run. He does want her to leave, and she